If you are a fighter and you haven't watched this anime yet, what are you doing? I don't even know why I'm sharing this gem with you as a fighter because I want to keep an edge. But you know what? Why not? And if you still don't know what anime I'm talking about, well, it's Blue Lock. At this point, you must ask yourself, what is Blue Lock? Well, Blue Lock is a football anime that focuses on the story of Isaki and his teammates. Blue Lock is basically an organization that's main goal is to create the best striker in Japan so that Japan can finally win the World Cup. The mastermind behind Blue Lock is a man named Jinpachi Ego. The way he intends to create the best striker in Japan is by putting many under-20s into one building, shut down from the outside world, and pit them against one another until one striker comes out on top. This is literally the Hunger Games of sports, where 1 second your teammate will become your enemy. So you're just working together to survive. At this point, you're still asking yourself, how can this anime help me become a better fighter? Well, I'm gonna need you to lock in. You see, Jinpachi Ego is not just any football team trainer. The man is a genius. He's a master of strategy, history, and human psychology. And in this video, I'm going to give you 5 gems that I've gotten out of watching Blue Lock. The first principle taught by Jinpachi Ego is the concept of ego. No pun intended. What is ego? Ego is a person's sense of self or identity. It involves thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about who we are, often shaped by experiences and social interactions. The ego can sometimes lead to a focus on self-importance or a need for validation, which may affect decision-making and behavior. You see, football is a team sport. However, the way Jinpachi Ego wants these players to play the game is as though they were just an individual. They're just coming out for themselves, nobody else. You have to be an egoist. You have to be selfish in order to make it. You have to have a strong sense of self-identity and what makes you different from other people in order to shine.
No one can be like me. No one dressed like me. No one is beautiful than me. I'm terrific.
And as a fighter, this is very important. You need to have a certain element of egoism. You need to have a strong ego, a strong sense of self, yourself as a fighter, your identity. You need to be okay with the fact that you need to crush your competition. And that in the end, you're the only one that wants to be at the top of the mountain. In the context of Blue Lock, if the players don't have an ego, it will be hard for them to develop the next principle that we are going to talk about. One of the key principles of Blue Lock Season 1 was the concept of killer instinct. Killer instincts refers to the intense drive, determination, and focus required to seize opportunity decisively and achieve success. Often in competitive or high-pressure situation, it implies a willingness to take bold actions, make tough decisions, and push through challenges without hesitation, typically with a goal-oriented mindset. This trait is commonly associated with sports, business, or any field where assertiveness and a strong desire to win or excel are crucial. In Blue Lock, in order to create the best striker of Japan, they needed to have someone that has a killer instinct on 100. Meaning that at the minute that they see an opportunity for a goal, they have to take it. The same goes in MMA and combat sports in general. If you see an opening, if you see your opponent in a compromising position, do not hesitate to counter. If you see an opportunity for a takedown, if you see an opportunity for a knockout, go for it. Do not hesitate. That's what killer instinct is seeing the opportunity and seizing it right there and then. The next concept that was very prominent in Blue Lock, especially when it comes to the protagonist, Isaki, is spatial awareness. What is spatial awareness? Spatial awareness refers to the ability to recognize and understand the position, orientation, and relation of objects in a given space relative to oneself or to other objects. It involves perceiving and interpreting spatial information to navigate, interact with, or manipulate one's environment effectively. This skill is crucial for activities such as driving, playing sports, solving puzzles, or even everyday tasks like arranging furniture or walking through a crowded area. When it comes to football, a player must understand where he is compared to the other players, his teammates, and his enemies. He must also be able to understand the different possibilities of movement of the opponents and his teammates. In terms of MMA, in terms of combat sports, you must be able to understand your distance from the enemy. Where are they going to go next? Understanding where you can catch them, hitting them where they're going to be instead of where they are, and understanding your position in order for you to make the best decision, take the best action. At certain distance, you might need to use kicks. At other distance, you may need to use your boxing. And when you're very close, the best thing to do is to use the wrestling. Or sometimes you could create illusions with the distance, making your enemies feel like you're close, but really and truly you're far. Or you're far and really and truly you're close. One good example of this is Alex Pereira, with the way he leans back and goes for the left hook. When he leans back, you're under the illusion that he's stepping back, but really and truly, he's taking a step closer to you as he leans back. My favorite takeaway, my favorite lesson from Jinpachi Ego in season 2 of Blue Lock is the concept of the state of flow. In season 2, the whole goal is that all of the players in Blue Lock enter the state of flow as they face Japan's national team. What is the state of flow? The flow is a mental state where a person is fully immersed in an activity, feeling focused, energized, and engaged. It occurs when the challenge of a task matches the person's skill level, leading to a sense of effortless concentration and enjoyment, often accompanied by a loss of self-consciousness and time distortion. I'm feeling the flow as I'm recording this video. The state of flow is so important in any combat situation and sports situation because there are so many different factors that you don't have time to think about everything. And when you're flowing, everything just comes effortlessly. It's just flowing. You don't need to think about your next action. You don't need to think about your next combo. It just comes out. It's like you're on autopilot. And that comes from a lot of training, a lot of repetition, a lot of drilling. The most beautiful thing about flow is that you start to enjoy it. It comes with a certain level of creativity as well. It's like the ideas are just coming out. It's a very hard feeling to explain, but it's a beautiful feeling. And I believe that once you must experience this as a fighter and you must seek it. The other day I was doing some sparring and I felt like I entered the flow mode and it felt so effortless. It's like I was playing a video game at the third person. It's like I was playing myself. I don't know how to explain it, but the combinations, everything was just coming beautifully. Many influential and successful people in the business world, arts, music, and sports talk about this flow state. So as a fighter, you must seek to enter that state because this is what is going to take you to the next level. But not least, in the second half of the game of Blue Lock versus Japan, the Japanese national team, there was a point where the game plan was clearly not working anymore because the national team is just too strong. They got too many strong components. And Ego anticipated that. And one of the things that he expected from his players at Blue Lock was the ability to improvise. Because no matter how much you drill the situation, it will never be the same as when it happens, when you're on the football pitch, when you're in the ring, when you're in the octagon. There are so many factors that you cannot control. And a great competitor must have the ability to just come up with a solution on the fly. This is so important. Make the adjustments on the fly. One of my favorite examples of the plan not going where it's supposed to go was Francis Ngannou versus Cyril Gane. The striking was not enough in order to defeat Cyril Gane. So Francis Ngannou decided to switch everything up and he just started wrestling the dude. And that's how he got his victory. But yeah, guys, remember the followings. Have an ego. Develop killer instinct. Have spatial awareness. Enter the state of flow and be able to improvise. Those lessons from Blue Lock will take you to the next level. And I strongly suggest that you also check out the anime. And if you like this video and you want more, just drop a like, drop a subscribe, and turn on the notifications, guys. Come on. So yeah, guys, it's your favorite YouTuber, Tenam's Go. If you like this video, you can click here, or just go on my profile, subscribe, and there's much more videos like these. And also check the link in the description to help support the people of Palestine. They don't want me to talk about it. Please do show support. And yes, until next time.
قالوا إنها وعد نحن عصبة الأسد فأتاهم زحفنا زائلون للأبد